as a real estate agent, a landlord, or business owner, now is the perfect time to consider hiring your kids to work with you. So when you hire your kids in your business, it is a wonderful and rewarding experience for both you and for them because they get bona fide work experience. They understand what it is that you do in your business and they learn how to manage money. And on the flip side, you get major tax savings by shifting some of the high tax income that you make to either tax-free or low tax income. So that is what we're going to talk about in this video. But before we get started, if you want to learn how to use the tax code in order to save on taxes and create and generate wealth within your business and your investments, make sure you like this video and you are subscribing to my channel. So I've hired both my son and my daughter in my firm, as well as hire them to assist to work on our rental properties. And I have to admit, they have enjoyed the experience just as much as I did. I think they appreciated knowing what I do as a CPA, and they also appreciated learning what happens being a landlord beyond just knowing that, oh, we have houses that we let people live in. So it was an experience for them to where they understand now the behind the scenes actions and what happens as a landlord. So when you hire your kids, you get a business tax deduction. So what that means is that you're able to deduct the amount that you pay them for work that is done. So it decreases what your business taxable income is, which means that it decreases what your tax liability is. Now, in order for you to get the deduction for paying your kids as an employee, there are some rules and regulations that the IRS has imposed that you must follow in order for your kid to be considered an employee in order for you to get that deduction. So if you want to get that deduction, the work that they do must be legitimate for their age, for what they're capable of doing, and the payments that you make to them must be considered reasonable. My son took accounting and social media marketing for high school class credit. And so during the year, he was able to assist me with social media posts, researching topics, filing, gathering documents, and other tasks needed for client work. Because he had taken these classes, he understood what it is that I do and understanding the information that needed to be put out in order for my business to be effective. So he had knowledge of that. So because he had knowledge, he was qualified to do the work. And in turn, I paid him just like I paid the rest of my employees. He earned roughly about $9,200 throughout the year. And so that $9,200 that was paid to him, I was able to reduce my business taxable income. And he did not have to pay tax on the $9,200 that he received. So he received that money tax-free because the amount was less than what his standard deduction was. So beyond the tax savings, there are other benefits that come into play when you hire your kids. One, it gives them skill development. So depending on the type of business that you run, you are able to help your kids develop some skills. They gain these skills in a real world environment because the work that you do is real. You are dealing with society and you are dealing with people. So you're able to give them that experience to where they can have experience when it comes to preparing their resumes, as well as determining in the future if this is the kind of work that they want to do or if it's the kind of work that they want to shy away from. It also teaches them work ethic and responsibility. So they learn the importance of work ethics, meaning having to be on time, having responsibility for the work that they do. And these type of lessons are really invaluable. These are things that they are going to need in life. And it's great if you're able to teach it to them or show it to them while they are working for you. And another thing is family bonding. So when you work together, you can strengthen your family bond and it gives you a deeper understanding of each other's strength and capabilities. Meaning that once your kid is working for you, you can see firsthand what they are good at and what they are not good at, because we all can just see on the surface the kind of our kids, and yes, they like this and this is what they enjoy doing. But once it comes down to working and a job that they're doing, you clearly see what they're good at and what they're capable of. And they're actually able to understand you a little bit better as well too, because as a leader, as a boss, they understand where you are coming from as you are given instructions and why you do the things you do because of the way that your business operates. And the last thing is that it gives them financial independence. They are earning their own money. It teaches them financial responsibility and the value of hard work. Because I think we all can attest to when we give our kids money, they just spend it however they want to. But when they make their own money, they are a little bit more careful about how they decide to spend it because they have worked for it, they have earned it, and so they value it a little bit differently than when we just give it to them. So what are some ways that you can have your kids help you in your business? Well, one, they can do administrative tasks. Administrative tasks can start as early as 7 or 8 years old. They can help with filing, with organizing, managing office supplies, taking notes, documenting items, clearing out emails. All of those type of administrative tasks are things that needs to be done. And someone, if they are 8 or 9 or even older through their teenage years, they are absolutely capable of doing those tasks. So consider administrative tasks if you have your 10, 9, 8-year-olds that are able to follow directions and able to file documents and paperwork that you may need. Another type of task is our maintenance task, and that is more for if you are labor driven, if you have a business or investments, meaning if you have a rental property, then you can have your kids mow the lawn. They can gather trash up and put it out. They can rake leaves. They can sweep grass. There are so many things that can be done around a rental property that they are capable of doing to where they can earn money. So consider having them help you with that so you can pay them and they can make their own money. Another type of task is marketing. And so as I mentioned before, my son took social media marketing, and so he was pretty knowledgeable about social media, what to post, when to post, and how to post, things of that nature. And just even kids today, even without taking a class, they are just so much more knowledgeable about social media and electronics than we are. We know social media is out there. It is a great marketing tool for us. And so having a kid that can operate that or work with you on that is something that can help grow your business. It is necessary. You can pay them for it. They can earn their own money, and in turn, they can help you grow your social media following or just have your business exposed more on social media. And another type of task is customer interaction. And so depending on the age of your kid, they can assist with customer service, both in-person customer service and on the phone customer service. This will really help them develop communication skills. And so I usually will suggest this for your 14, 15, 16-year-olds where they may feel more comfortable speaking to others, because like I said, a lot of it is communication, and you want your kid to be able to communicate clearly to your prospective clients or even current clients that you have. So this is one that you want to think about and just make sure that they are equipped to be able to work in that capacity. But yes, customer interaction is a great way to incorporate your kids into your business. You'll pay them, they'll make some money. So to help make this process a smooth process and professional process, because of course, you should maintain the employee-employer type of relationship. You can consider a couple of things. So one, set clear expectations for if you hire your kid. Define their roles, their responsibilities, the number of hours that they are expected to work, the times that they are expected to work. Do this from the beginning so they can know what to expect. That will help with any confusion or any questions they may have of when do I need to be there? How long am I expected to be here? Everything will be all drawn out at first, and it will be clear going into the employee-employer relationship. You also want to provide training to them. So offer some initial training and ongoing support to really help them do what you need for them to do. I know a lot of times we believe that our kids see what it is that we do and they completely understand, so we don't realize that we may have to explain to them, this is what needs to be done, this is how it's done, and this is the reason why it needs to be done. We just assume because we've done it for so long and they've seen us do it for so long that they automatically know what to do, and that may not be the case. So providing some training and some support can help them succeed from the very beginning. You want to also offer feedback to them. So regularly provide constructive feedback and acknowledge things that they're doing wrong, as well as things that they may need to improve on. Because again, they're doing a job that you need to be done. And if you don't give them feedback on it, they're not going to know if they're doing it correctly, and it's not going to help them in the end. So offer feedback, both positive as well as things that they may need to work on, because in the real world, they're going to experience both. They're going to experience positive feedback as well as constructive criticism as well too. Another thing is you want to maintain professional boundaries when it comes to hiring your kids. You want to ensure a balance between your role between parent and employee. So when you are in employee mode, do not treat as your kid. You want to treat them the exact same way as you treat other employees. And so that is the goal, for them to work with you in your business as an employee, and for you to treat them as an employee in order for them to get the experience that is going to be a pleasurable experience for them, and one that's really going to help them in the long run. And so as you are hiring your kids, think about the legal aspect of it as well too. So you want to make sure that you're complying with labor laws regarding employment, work hour restrictions, as well as job functions. And so it kind of goes back to what they are qualified to do. So when we mention maintenance tasks and things that your kid could do, yes, your 12-year-old kid, your 13-year-old kid can mow the lawn at your rental property, but they can't do the plumbing. They're not qualified to do the plumbing. And so you paying them to do the job that you would pay a professional is not going to be feasible when it comes to the IRS. So think about the legal aspect of it, making sure that you are hiring them for jobs that they're actually able and qualified to do, because again, they are an employee. You would not hire a person that was not qualified to do a job, and don't hire your kid to do that job if you know they aren't qualified to do it. So overall, hiring your kid can be a very tax smart idea. Just make sure you keep the same records that you would keep for any other employee. So that means any timesheets, any job descriptions, any type of documents relating to the employment for them, including the number of hours worked and their duties performed, because that is going to ensure if the IRS ever has any questions about verifying that your kid was an actual employee, you're going to have all the documentation that is needed. If you're still not sure what you should be doing when you hire your kids, you can click the link below. I have included for a checklist of hiring your kids and your business. You can download this checklist in order to make sure that you are following the guidelines and that you know what the IRS is going to require of you when hiring your kids. So make sure you like this video, subscribe so you can see other videos on tax strategies, as well as how to use the tax code in order to save on taxes and build wealth in your investments.